The worst horror movie I ever saw was fucking great.
Hello and welcome to This May Hurt a Bit. My name is James Strayer and this is
John C. Myers.
And we are a horror franchise podcast discussing each film in horror franchises. And today we will be discussing Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland from 1989. So 1 weekend has passed in the production schedule and we're right back to filming. Literally.
Yep.
This was, as I think we talked about last time, this was a shoot two at a time to keep it under $1 million and don't slow down. And the funny thing is when you watch anything with the filmmakers, the effects people, the director, they're like, yeah, we put everything we had into part 2 and sort of skated by on part 3.
Thematically, for what's going on in part 3, it tracks, it's a piece with it, but part 2 is a lot peppier and a lot more lively than this one. This one seems to be largely kind of going through the motions. Mm-hmm. And while you could call it perhaps like lackluster in some of these respects, or, you know, it's just like a quickie, cheapy, try to make money thing, I think this owes a lot to a lot of experimental films like those of Maya Deren or even some of the French New Wave, because it eschews the constraints of like storytelling and plot. It says we don't need those motivations. Who cares?
Yeah.
Put up a camera and have people do stuff.
Yeah.
And then eventually they will stop doing stuff.
Yes. Maybe even a hangout movie, because we sort of hang out at this campground.
There's not really tension. Yeah. It's just a hangout movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is Richard Linklater's slasher.
Right. He watched this and said, oh, I can make Dazed and Confused.
Yeah. I can make Boyhood.
Right. Yeah, it's I definitely feel like you can tell they were just kind of running on fumes as they rolled into day one of production on this. You know, you usually get 1 day off a week if you're lucky on a feature, and this one they had 2 days off between rigorous schedules. So I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one it keeps with Pamela Springsteen, of course. You know, They just kind of, I love the idea of whoever casted this is just like, well, we killed off all of our other teenagers. Let's just get in a whole fresh new crop. Angela, you keep going. It's just, yeah. I also love that it's almost all of the locations are just exterior campsites in the middle of the woods. It's just like the dorm rooms and stuff like that were probably being struck
right
at this time. So you can't go back and film. You can't necessarily reset or redress them. It's just like, those are off limits. Now we're just outside the entire time, guys.
We're outside. And yeah, I got kind of excited when we were in the lodge again for that one scene. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, cool. We're back here. That's nice.
Yeah.
And there were several things happening at this movie where by this point, the MPAA had largely, you know, as we've discussed in the past this time, really started to come down on slashers.
Yeah. About
the gore and whatever. I mean, in no small part, due to Siskel and Ebert constantly complaining about this stuff and how awful it was. I mean, they were one example of the many voices out there, but they were out there. And with the successes of like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, they were getting noticed. And so they had to really tamp back on this. And so there was a lot of gore that just didn't happen.
Right.
And that is unfortunate because that would have made some of this a lot more fun.
Yes.
Or, you know, at least have that going forward as a positive, because this is just, a lot of it is just her hitting dudes with sticks. But there are some kills where it's like, that was like building up. And then you just kind of, you get robbed of what you were hoping to see.
Right. And I did look up some of those excise cuts, and you can find them on YouTube. And there is a couple of behind the scenes documentaries that are out on, like, I think it was like an Anchor Bay release. They showed all the specific gore scenes that you couldn't see. And by today's standards, they're so tame.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
they're nothing.
Ridiculous. So
yeah, like that stuff's on Mad Men now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, Mad Men, the 10-year-old show.
Yeah, there's a lawnmower kill.
There's a lawnmower kill. That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, this one was, I don't know, like 20 minutes into this, I did have that sinking feeling, like oh no, this is going to be kind of similar to the last one, but without, I can't believe I'm saying it, but without the pep and the charm of part 2.
There is sort of a loss in pep, but I do think, I mentioned that like thematically it kind of ties in, because the last couple anyway, that every sequel has been Angela trying to recapture the magic of summer camp, or like, this time I'll make it work. And this time it's like, a copy of a copy. She's just less and just can't admit to herself that this is just not happening, that like the perfect camp thing doesn't exist if it ever existed. It's like the desire for like, oh, America back when was so great.
Yeah.
And you have this idealized version of it and you're very upset that you can't match it to what you think. And so you just kill everybody. Just like America.
Yeah, I was going to say, here we go. So this is the most MAGA movie of the series, is what you're saying. Yes. You can never go home again. This movie opens with a sequence that I admit that I got through the first little bit. Then my partner said, hey, you want to finish off Cobra Kai? And so I stopped it and said, yeah, heck yeah, I do. And then I picked it up the night after. And then I was so incredibly confused after the garbage truck sequence. So getting through the beginning of this, there's a young woman who I don't even remember her name, but I do know that she has the tattoo of milkshake on her boobs, which you see. Yes,
they make it a point to show you.
Yes.
I believe it's Maria is what her name is.
Oh, yes.
And it's so bonkers. She wakes up to some punk music and yelling at her mom and whatever. And then as she's going to camp, a garbage truck chases her and runs her down. And it's Angela who's dressed exactly like her and is taking her place at camp. And that level of just whatever, like this is just bonkers, but deal with it. I wish carried through, because it's just this idea that Angela has somehow been stalking this person enough to dress exactly like them that day, not just I'm a punk and I'm going to try to be, take your place. Specifically dressed exactly like them, managed to chase them down, got a garbage truck, chase them down. And I love that there's crowd shots and people just don't care. People are like, yeah, it's life in the big city, baby.
New York, baby.
I'm crashing here.
Yeah. The thing that makes the whole thing, really tied together, obviously, is clearly Angela got her hair cut just like Maria. And so I admit that the second night when I queued this back up to actually watch it, I was like, that girl looks like the other girl. And it took me a second to put it together. And I was like, maybe I need to start this from the beginning here if I'm going to talk about this.
I don't think she should be killing people. Do people know that that's happening? I should call someone.
Yeah, Angela makes it back to the summer camp. And I'll admit, this scene, I was kind of on board. I was like, this is going to be so dumb. With Michael J. Pollard, for one thing. We immediately set up this stupid like class warfare thing where we've got the all-American kids and then the black kids and the punks. Right. And I thought this is so dumb. And, I do love it in any 80s movie where there's like a contingent of punks. And if it's going to be the punks versus the jocks, I'm kind of on board. Not long after this is where my good graces left me. But I enjoyed this opening dumb setup.
It seems like it's very just going to be on its face, this, like you said, this class warfare thing. And then it kind of just isn't. It's just an amalgam of people that, like, if they were just at a camp normally, this wouldn't be that big of a deal. Because this time it's set up because the camp kind of has a reputation for everyone being murdered. The only people that can take it over are these like lazy grifters, played by, as you mentioned, Michael J. Pollard, who people might know. Probably his biggest role for a certain generation would probably be Herman in Scrooged, the homeless guy that Bill Murray befriends and gets frozen. Of course, in my heart, he'll always be Owen from Tango and Cash, the weird guy that makes their weapons.
I hate to be that guy, but I recognize him from Bonnie and Clyde. That face I just remember so well from seeing that a few times. Great guy, weird guy, genuinely strange. Actually, the director said that on set he was not unlike his character at all, even to the point of hitting on all the actresses. And then also there was a weird time where his mother called the production office and asked if Michael was getting enough to eat and getting enough sleep.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
you should be so lucky to have such a concerned mom.
I was going to say that. Yeah, he's evidently an odd dude. And I had no idea that in the 80s, a Playboy belt buckle could go so far.
Well, it's the power of camp counselors, of camp managers, camp owners. We saw that with Mel in the first one. So they kept that strain going where there's a camper that's immediately, one of the bad girls is immediately like flirting with him. And it doesn't like, it's unclear. It's just like his Harpo Marxing around is what's getting her if they had a previous relationship.
Yeah.
But I noticed all the good kids, or the quote unquote good kids, who we all learn are, we eventually learn are all bad.
Yeah.
That's the trenchant political insight of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
They're all named after the Brady Bunch.
Makes sense.
But this time Jan gets to be sexy and Marcia's the good girl. So justice for Jan, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah, we're introduced to these characters through like a newscast that's covering it. And they take the time to introduce everybody through the newscast.
So yeah, the newscaster mentions the murders on air, which pisses off the camp counselors.
Baker, also known as the Angel of Death, was allegedly responsible for another string of grisly murders 7 years ago at nearby Camp Arawak, which has since closed.
Things have changed here. We're now under new ownership, new management, new ownership.
Honey, what is the matter?
You told me you wouldn't say a word about the murders.
It's okay, dear. If violence sells, and you've got to give the people what they want.
And then as she's on her way out, I think she just assumes that Angela knows how to get drugs because she's from New York.
Right. There's several jokes because Angela's trying to play a 17-year-old.
Oh, right.
There's several lines about like, you look awful.
Right.
Basically, it's people saying it.
Yeah.
It's like, you just look older than 17. And Angela tells the news person, it's because of drugs. She's like, oh, great. Can you score me some Coke out here in the woods?
Yeah. So yeah, she goes and wraps up what I suppose is supposed to be like rat poison or cleaning fluid or something like that. Gives it to the reporter, who drives off, immediately blows a line of it, and falls over dead and bleeding out of her face.
Which that was apparently a note from the writer Michael Hitchcock, who's back doing this one under the pseudonym Fritz Gordon, that like, do we have something like chunkier that she could snort? Because I don't think that would kill you. Like, I'm not going to question how you know that.
Totally,
So, I mean, like, I don't. To me, watching, I'm like, yeah, obviously that would kill you.
I don't know.
I don't know if it would or not, but
writer in the 80s, probably. Who
knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like, so she does a line and gets killed. So Angela, I mean, to be fair, Angela kind of gets in her own way here in terms of like her puritanical, like, that's just a newscaster. They have nothing to do with you.
That's
just
true.
Worry about camp.
Yeah.
Worry about camp.
Right. She's a drug user, so she maybe needs to be punished for being a drug user.
Right. But I mean, her doing drugs doesn't get in the way of your camp enjoyment, which seems to be your, like, the issue here.
True.
At least was the issue in the last one, is they're not good campers.
Yeah.
And again, like, why this camp?
Yeah.
There's other camps.
Yeah. Well, and this one got renamed.
But I guess the idea, like, if the best place to hide a leaf is in the forest, like the best place, like, no one's going to expect to find a murderous camper at the same campsite.
Yeah.
No one is that dumb. And then Angela is dumb like a fox.
Yeah.
So,
well, especially because multiple times it says Angela is back, spray painted on the wall. It's the camp of sharing and caring, the New Horizons camp. And they've got an opening scene next that takes place in the kind of, like, I don't know what you would call it, like the mess hall, the
lodge or the whatever. I think mess hall works here, the dining area.
And I remember thinking in part 2 that it was so full of kids and so full of extras. And I remember even making a note like, not bad. They've got a whole bunch of extras in here. This looks lively. This dead. There's like, what, 12 people in there, and they're all...
I think so, yeah. I think there's like a total of like 15 campers, basically.
Yeah. Looks dead, looks boring. All the life's been sucked out of it. And so, yeah, we get more of the kids kind of interacting. Like the jock, all-American boy Bobby tries to make friends with Riff and also some of the other punks. Then we get more of the... like the Playboy belt buckle, like getting some real action from Michael Pollard.
He just sort of like grabs the buckle and like lifts it up and kind of humps at this girl. Yeah. And she's like, this works on me for some reason. I mean, when you see that perfect form, the grace of Michael J. Pollard,
hey,
I was dropping trowel.
Yeah. When you can make her laugh, I mean, there you go. There's even a Barney Rubble joke thrown around in here, like a Flintstones joke.
Yeah, because the counselor that's showing up, Barney, is the third counselor, and he's an ex. We learn he's an ex-cop. Well, I guess he's not necessarily ex. He's still a cop, I think. And father of Sean in the previous one, the guy who, as Brianne put it, had top surgery.
Yes.
Saying that joke again because that was a good joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there to sort of investigate the death of his son. Well, not so much to investigate the death of his son as much as much like Angela trying to experience something that he never got the chance to do, like that he wants to have this camp experience with his son that he never got a chance to do. So vicariously through other people, he can somehow fill this gap in his soul.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's a good character, but in this, this C that we have here, he's easily the best actor and the most sympathetic just in terms of performance. And I was like, a real actor just showed up on stage.
Yeah, everyone is very broad in one note here. Everyone is a cliche or a stereotype, whatever, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Again, Michael Hitchcock said that he wanted to have just the worst campers, just have really awful people that Angela would have to deal with. And I mean, he succeeded. I guess, Marcia kind of is crummy at the very end, but in general is pretty cool. And you think that with Barney being there, that there's going to be a lot more of a cat and mouse game than there sort of ends up being. And but he is, as you mentioned, he's the one counselor that's nice to people.
That's all it takes in my book.
Yeah,
just be nice.
Yeah, he's fine.
Mm-hmm. A fight immediately breaks out, and that's the big set piece of Riff and Tony. I'm not even going to get into why they're fighting, but it's pointless. And then they knock over a table and that's it. So some tensions between the lower class of the kids. Mm-hmm. We cut to the women's dorm room because this is also necessary because we need to pass out T-shirts. And what better way to show us everybody getting their own T-shirt than 4 of the campers taking off their shirts and changing together all in frame. My favorite one was the one woman who has already taken off her shirt, walks into frame, sits down onto the bed. So we get 4 boobs in one shot, Right. Yeah. That felt like this checklist of it's got to have X amount of nudity. And it's all right, boom, boom, boom. There you go. They're higher ups. Now we can move some videotapes. It does provide a character moment in that Angela takes off her shirt and she's got this I guess they play it off as an old fashioned bra that covers most of her chest and stomach. And so it speaks to her modesty, John. So this was all necessary, is what I'm saying. They just accept in this one, Angel's a girl. It's not not even a question anymore. That's not even there's not a discussion about what happened, whatever. It's Angela killed these people at the camp. Angela's back. And so that's the closest nod to it, where it's the being uncomfortable with your body, whatever, is played less as sort of a concern about being found out or being not accepted for being trans, as much as it is just a puritanical thing, right? Where it's that she's wearing some almost Mormon underwear under all this stuff, or something. So we're not even we're not even thinking about it. So you would say that this is a progressive film, and it's just not even an issue. Yeah. It's just not even. They focus more on the murders, I think, which is perhaps the better choice. Yes. This is where the lead counselor, Barney, leads his group out, offers them some wieners, and reveals he's a cop. Not in that order. But then you just described bad lieutenant. This is where he mentioned that his son was murdered last year. And even the punk says he's kind of sorry to hear about that. I love that. I mean, it makes sense again, not only just to cut costs in the movie that they're all in the woods, but there's these horrible cheapskate grifter owners of this camp are well, all right. We're going to go away from camp now and split up into 3 different groups and go camp in the woods. And you have to catch your own fish. And that's going to be a character building type of situation rather than pay for anyone to feed them. And, we learn they don't really throw out their garbage or any of that. But Barney's hey, I know we have to do that, but let's get together first. Let's hang out and have some campfire weenies. Yeah. Over the next course of the movie, we basically just see these 3 different camps, and they do make it a point to mix up the higher class and the lower class. So we've got our preps and our punks mixed together, and dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. So everybody's setting things up. So we kind of cut back and forth. So if there's whiplash, that's why they make it a point to have Angela say,
"Where'd you learn to chop wood like that?"
I've never chopped wood before, but I've chopped other things.
So we've got more of her hilarious observational humor. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that she's chopped heads. And they go off to go fishing while Herman and Jan hang back. And so if you've ever wanted to see Michael J Pollard in a love scene, congratulations. Boy, howdy. I mean, I thought
because I was warned about this ahead of time, and I thought, yeah, and I thought thanks to guest of the show Justin Weesey that I'm like, I've seen the Milky Life. Yeah. This will not affect me at all. And it did. It was upsetting.
Did you put Michael J. Pollard and Mickey Rooney in the same boat?
Well, yeah, a boat, the SS. I don't want to see them in a sexual nature like that kind of boat. It's
Justin Weesey still.
It's actually more of a canoe.
Yeah,
it's just those two guys.
Justin Weesey, friend of the show, he still randomly will wordlessly send me, just text me photos of Mickey Rooney and weird facial expressions and states of undress at times with no response whatsoever. So,
good
what
to
I'm
have
saying,
those on hand.
Yeah, what I'm saying is he's a stand-up dude, and you should go to all of his shows in Cincinnati.
But I mean, that is useful because you're like, you're watching Michael J. Pollard have a sex scene, and you're like, oh, look at this picture of Mickey Rooney on my phone. Look at how comforting that is.
Right. Thanks, Justin.
Yeah, thank you.
You brought me back down
from the insane highs of eroticism, Michael J. Pollard style.
Killed my excitement. Well, we'll stop that joke there. Anyway,
Look, basically, like if you have a thing for like balding troll dolls, yes. Michael J. Pollard's your guy.
Yeah, and
no kink shaming here. Yeah. It's just not my thing.
Failing that, Justin Weesey's got you covered.
Sign up to his Mickey Rooney newsletter.
Yeah, I did write in my notes. Oh no, there's an actual sex scene with Michael J. Pollard.
Yeah.
And credit where credit's due. I didn't look up the actress's name. I should have, but she gives it as much as she can in this. Mm-hmm. And she does not look as scared as, you might think like, the women who act opposite Tommy Wiseau, like those kind of like weird moments. To her credit, she plays the part as best as she can.
And that Stacey Lambert is the actress. And maybe Michael J. Pollard's mom called ahead of time. It was like, he's a good kid. Just be nice.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
He deserves to kiss a boob.
Yeah. I liked Michael J. Pollard. Like, I don't want to just spend a whole bunch of time crapping on him. It was just not what I expected. And just like the way, I mean, like, we talked about in the first one, the Mel relationship didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And they just like ramped that up in this one. And it was just, okay, I guess this is happening.
Yeah.
Just unexpected.
As an editor, I do hope that you appreciated the edit of the footage of the tent zipper going up and the fly zipper going down.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's not quite a match cut, but it is a thematic cut.
Yeah. It's based on the works of Eisenstein and Digi Vertov and those. I could really appreciate that.
Right. Yeah.
But as we cut back to the, in some ways more heinous, them fishing, because Angela picks up presumably the hockey mask that was from the previous one.
Right.
I don't know how it would have ended up in the water, but it's just, she fished that up and then.
Ooh, where'd that thing come from?
Storm must have washed it up.
There's a lot of trash in this lake.
What day is it anyway?
It's Saturday.
Yeah, the 14th.
I think that's supposed to be a joke.
Right.
It has the tenor of a joke, but it's not a joke.
Right.
It's just someone saying a date.
It's just a date. And there's a movie called Saturday the 14th too.
There it is. Yeah. With Angus Scrimm, in fact. This is the continuation of Peter throwing fireworks at Angela, because in the opening, when they're all getting together, he throws a firework at her feet, blows up, and then Michael J. Pollard's like, well, just get over it. It's a thing that happens, and then shows off his belt buckle some more. And then he does it again while they're fishing, and it scares Angela. She runs off and encounters the two, I guess we'll call them lovers.
Angela shows up and beats Herman with a log while his pants are down around his ankles, and then just goes after the girl. And this is just one of those cases where, no tension, no, would I argue, filmmaking involved here. It's just, let's mount the camera and watch her chase somebody around for a little while, wailing on him with a stick.
Yeah, there's no like build up. There's no stalking. It's just she shows up, beats him a whole lot with the stick in a way that is less brutal and more Punch and Judy.
Yeah, I was just
like
going to
say, just whap, whap, whap. Mm-hmm. And then she eventually, I think, stabs him with it.
Right.
And then clubs Jan with it.
God, I was just thinking of Andy Capp, or like getting chased around with a rolling pin type of thing. Yeah. Again, kids, Andy Capp references on
kids love Andy Capp.
Yeah.
Have you been on Cap Talk, the TikTok for Andy Capp? Cap Talk's going nuts.
If I would even remotely think about downloading TikTok, you just I would start cap talk and see what it would happen.
Yeah, but I mean, don't mess with flow talk. They'll turn you out. That will beat you up. If they had like leaned into that, if it had been like kind of more silly, in fact, something approaching, say, like your Basket Case 2 or something, that kind of level. But you're right. It's just here, set up the camera, and then she hits him a bunch, and then we move on.
Mm-hmm. The one punk that I sort of like, Snowboy. He just wants to do his art, and he does just declare really dumb, like punk or metalhead statements like this, where he just screams,
Party all night!
Best part of the movie for me.
Wasteland!
Like I thought that was so dumb and awesome and like declaration and great. I love Snowboy.
Yeah, and it's like, that's our title, I guess. Yeah. Okay. After Snowboy and Peter get back, she gives some story about Jan and Herman being gone, and then they go to bed, and she puts a firecracker in Peter's nose. Ooh, that was brutal. Yeah, because you're watching, it was just the slow burn of that firecracker, and I don't know if it would do that much damage, but it leaves it kind of up to your imagination, and you don't see like full on all the gore. It's a little bit dark, but I kind of like that they left it up to your imagination a little bit, which wakes up Snowboy, and then she, waiting for Snowboy to crawl out of the tent, clubs him, and then ends up setting the whole thing on fire, which, again, like, no one's going to notice a giant burning thing or like a smell that there's like a forest fire, but does not matter. Mm-hmm. That's too much thinking. Just have fun with it. But it's also, again, Angela, much like in the last one, she's standing there watching the tent burn, gets out some marshmallows, starts doing that, but joylessly. Like in the last one, big smile on her face. This time she's like, well, I guess I'll do this. This is already kind of going wrong.
Right. So this sticks with your opening theme of she's just going through the motions. She doesn't have her heart into it anymore.
Yeah, she's trying to, but she can't admit to herself that this is just not happening.
Next morning, Riff wakes everybody up with some of his tunes.
I guess are supposed to be rap.
I mean, that's the thing. So we don't hear any vocals in this, in the music that he plays, but it really just sounds like a Casio keyboard kind of percussion loop.
Yeah, it's just a demo. You just pressed a demo on a keyboard, and then like that was it.
I wish I was that active in the morning. Like he just puts that music on, and he is just like ready to take on the day. Occasionally, I'll get up and listen to something like active, like, I don't know what, but I'm never that excited in the morning.
No, I mean, the first thing you do is wake up, get online, and get mad. That's how you start your day. That is the appropriate, normal way to start your day.
I mean, you're not far off, but I usually have a cup of coffee with it, which is what I'm kind of savoring. But God, man. Yeah. All right.
This camp's looking pretty good now, huh?
It is. For a while there, I was waking up and just reading a book for the first half hour. And then I got worried about some work stuff and just thought that I had to answer emails right away.
Oh, yeah.
Point is, kids, don't get up and get online immediately.
Just don't wake up. Just don't wake up.
You can.
Yeah. Well, Angela goes to the other campsite, which is run by Lily. The third campsite we haven't talked about, that's run by Lily, who's just sort of lazing around and making everyone do the work while she reads Cosmo and like cooks a steak for herself. And over there at Lily's campsite.
What are you doing here?
I'm supposed to switch with someone from this group. Herman said so.
He wasn't supposed to. He's always screwing up.
Mm-hmm.
So who's the lucky shithead you're supposed to switch with?
You.
I'll show you where the camp is. And so it leads every way. And that she's like, the boys are in there. And when she gets in there, it's like, no one's in here. Sticks her head out, lops it off.
Yes. Yeah.
But again, we don't really get to see a whole lot there. Then we get the whole Lily section, which is kind of grating. Because I mean, it's a poetry. All these characters are very, very annoying. Lily is like, all right, what we're going to do now is we'll do trust exercises, which involves you putting on blindfolds and leading each other through the woods. And she gets teamed up with super rich girl, Cindy.
Yes.
Cindy has already had multiple problems with Riff and is insanely racist about it. Yeah, she's just a racist rich kid.
And the actress actually said at one point, she says, right around this time, I kept getting cast as these like racist sorority girls. And she's like, it was kind of tough, but I was just trying to be an actress. Like, I didn't like these characters, but I did my job. So What a legacy.
Yeah, she said it was tough to do that with Riff because they were friends outside of shooting or whatever like that. But he, you work it out ahead of time, and just you understand it's acting, and you both get to a place where you feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But it is weird because you don't want to be on the other side of that where it's like, no, we don't need to do that. I feel totally comfortable doing this. I've got this. I'm just really in character.
Sure.
I'm doing method stuff for
all the time,
years afterwards,
just for bad stuff, not for good stuff.
Yeah. It's what happened to Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
He went too method, and that was it.
Too method.
And it was for the beaver of all things.
Yeah, they have a conversation about favorite movies, and of course, Riff has to be very self-referential and says,
Ones with tits and blood.
And then, of course, Cindy makes a comment about Riff's music, which leads to an oatmeal in the face. So, classic. Right. We got some classic humor here. It's the pie in the face. It's the racist oatmeal in the face.
And plus a callback to part 2 with the oatmeal. They reference that. So it's actually better oatmeal in this camp because it is less solid. That would have killed Cindy in part 2.
We once again just sort of hand wave away all the reasons why there's no pictures of Angela. Barney the cop makes sure his kids know that he'd kill her.
They just go back to Barney's group and they're like, oh, hey, tell us about the murders.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we need to have some plot, some backstory going on here. Yeah. So he does. And he's like, I will totally murder the hell out of Angela if I ever see her.
Yeah.
Let's go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's back to trust exercises. And I do like where they're walking in the woods and that Cindy's just a jerk. She's leading Angela, leads her into a tree, and then...
Be a good girl and stay right there just a second. Hey, gotta have a ciggy.
And she puts like a bug on her and is just mean.
Yeah.
But eventually the tables turn. Angela puts the blindfold on Cindy. And there's no goal. It's just put a blindfold on someone and walk them somewhere.
Yeah.
Because these camp counselors are terrible.
Right. You can do that at home, kids. Just blindfold your friend, walk them around, see what happens. Eventually we get to a flagpole. And we and Angela connects Cindy up to it and hoists her up a flagpole.
Why are you doing this to me? Because you're a cheerleader, a fornicator, a drug taker, a nasty, snotty bigot, and besides that, you're real nice.
Then she falls and smashes her face.
And that was a cut for MPAA shot because you were going to see Angela, her head really smack that. And you can see some elements of brains, which I think were actual pig brains. I believe I read. Mm-hmm. But you don't really get to see much of any of that. Right. But I do like that. Even just the camera from above, the one above shot, if that was it, I still really liked that.
Yeah,
it was
not bad.
Nice sound design too. You hear a good thump and squish.
And this is another one of those. You can find it online on YouTube. They do show the shot that was cut, and not bad.
It's a bit of a bummer simply because the as we talked about the having to lose all the gore and stuff is that Angela does some pretty inventive kills. Mm-hmm. For as much as we talked about her just hitting the guy with a stick forever.
Yeah.
The firework thing, this one, there's a couple coming up. There was one she was going to do where they didn't end up doing it where Snowboy's face gets so covered in paint. She just sprays his face in paint and then lights him on fire. Mm-hmm. But they couldn't afford to do that. And so there was some of that stuff too, where what was initially in the script gets pared down because what they can afford, or, well, it'd be easier if we just did this.
Yep.
Save us some setups, but they're still pretty inventive.
Mm-hmm. Not just, a machete to the gut.
Hoisting her up by her pants and then dropping her is very, very funny. Which there's also a behind the scenes, a local news station went and recorded, just did a story about these weirdos shooting a horror movie at a local camp.
Oh, awesome.
And there's footage of that actress doing her scream. Oh, she's fun. Standing outside and there's a guy with a mic and she's just dressed in regular clothes screaming.
Nice. Angela flashes back to the previous movie. And it seems like it's footage not used in the movie because we've got a riff on the Sally Field, "You Really Like Me" Oscar speech, which I'm sure was very timely.
I think it was probably pretty dead by that point, but it is a joke people knew.
Yeah.
But she's back there because she has to go dump the trash from Lily's campsite. Right. Lily doesn't want to do that. And there is a very padded out scene of her walking with the trash. The camera kind of follows her and it just goes on for a really long time.
Yeah.
That she doesn't even have memories of the first movie. She doesn't have memories of when camp was good. She's have memories of the one moment where she sang a song and people liked her.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's not even oh, well, that worked when I was friendly to people. It was just, I did this. I had my moment in the sun, and then it's as good as it's going to get. And it's the only way I can achieve that feeling ever again.
Yeah.
But what's weird, what was bothering me about that scene, though, is that the way they put it together is it's kind of like they do it a little bit like in part 2, where it's, slowed down, distorted, they make it all thing. But towards the end, they do this quick cutting back and forth of that scene and like what's happening now and kind of in and out. And it seems like it's building to something. Like this is going to be Angela having a complete psychotic break and being like, everyone must die. This camp sucks. Or just like realizing, oh, I'm dumb. Like this isn't, you can't step in the same river twice. No, nothing.
Yeah.
It just is this like build up and then just nothing.
Right.
And not even like a pause and something happens or just like a moment before like a jump scare or something. No, it's just this weird edging to nothing.
Right. Yeah. Angela gets eventually tied up to the dumb guy. I just wrote in my notes the dumb guy.
Yeah, he's the all-American good boy. He's student council president, all this stuff. He's all the stuff the guy in 2 was bragging about being.
There you go. Yeah.
But yeah, that they're doing another trust exercise where they tie their legs together and tie their arm together so that they have to function as a single unit.
At this point, as he's walking with Angela, he admits to liking being tied up, especially right next to her. And he says, "Your type always does." So it's this weird thing where like the quote unquote normal guy, the jock, the all-American guy has a kink about being tied up. And so she jumps on that as not only a way to kill him, but B, a thematic way to get rid of him, because this is his dirty kink that we have to deal with here.
Yeah, and he's very cynical about it because he's like, don't tell anyone. I might run for election someday.
Right.
But so he knows it's bad, but he's still like, he refuses to admit that about himself. Whereas Angela is like, no, I like doing this stuff. I think I like just killing people. Although she's not admitting that to herself fully. But she still wants to pretend that it's because they're bad. But he kind of forces himself on her or tries to. And she's like, no. Yeah. Let's get together. I just don't want to right now. Let's get together after dark outside the main camp.
Yep.
And then he's excited for that. And they just continue fishing.
Then they bring some fish home to clean and eat. I do love this cut because Riff is just having this like one-man party in his tent. Like sitting there listening to that music again by himself. I think he's leafing through a magazine. Just kind of partying by himself. She goes in to ask him if he wants fish, and he pulls a gun on her. So it's just like, what do, let's say, quote, inner city youth do? They take guns to summer camp.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously. Because he had a knife earlier as well. So he's, like all those poor kids are always armed all the time.
Right.
Being pissed off at the state of the trash outside the cabin. She gets Lily. She's like, hey, let's us do the trust game.
Right.
Takes Lily to the camp because she says that Cindy is taking a nap at camp. She didn't feel well. And that's the excuse for why she's gone. Takes Lily up to camp, finds out that, they're not paying for trash stuff because that costs an arm and a leg. But meanwhile, she and Herman are going to go to Europe. We're going to go to Paris. On them all the money they're making off of this endeavor, I guess.
Right.
And ends up throwing her into a pile of trash and then burying her up to her neck in garbage and dirt and then running over her head with a lawnmower.
At one point, I swear her arms are free and she's blindfolded and she's just sort of like, like flailing around. Just take off the blindfold, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. She's like a turtle once she's on her back. Right. Like that's it. And you can't really like all that trash is so it's tough to get good foot, get a handle on where you are on that trash.
Totally. Yeah.
I've been to a very low rent Discovery Zone that was like that. Instead of the ball pit, it was just a pit of trash bags. And
yeah.
It wasn't so much a Discovery Zone as it was the dump. But I learned a lot.
I mean, I like going to the dump, but that's a whole other podcast.
It's dump talk.
Dump talk. A bloodless lawnmower kill, which is important to mention.
Yeah.
Lawnmower just goes over the face.
Yeah. And it's still fun, but it's just like there's something lackluster about it. It's again, this kind of inventive, fun way to do it. And it's like, then we just did it.
Yeah.
And there's no love in your violence.
Bobby goes to meet up with Angela, and this is where he does say, if the wrong people knew I like this, I'd lose an election. And she ties him up to a tree and then kind of leaves frame for a moment while he still talks, and then ties the rope to the back of a truck, floors the truck and drives off, tearing his arms off. Now,
Yes.
close up on his face when this is happening. And yet again, this is another MPAA thing where you can find the footage where it rips his arms off. In the cut stuff, it is actually kind of good. However, it's so clear that the actor has his arms just up in his shirt, in the front of his shirt, not even the back of his shirt, but in the front.
He just real bucks him for that scene.
Right. Yeah. But you know, they tried. So if you were watching this movie and be like, they didn't even show him getting his arms ripped off. They did it, but it was cut.
Because it's again like that's a very disturbing kill and very, very inventive and I'm fun, I guess. But
right.
But yeah, it's a little bit like I'm feeling it watching it. We'll open a little bit for more, but I did think that was a neat way to do it. She got that great kiss off line of
Thank God there'll be one less idiot in politics.
Yeah, right.
just a great Bill Maher line.
Yes. she looked right at the camera when she said that.
And made a smug face.
Yeah. Finn's still rocking in his one-man party. But then someone just tosses a cassette tape in and, might as well put it in. Take a listen. See what these new hot beats are, maybe.
New mixtape just dropped, literally.
Pretty embarrassing little rap song.
Angels are pretty, angels can fly, and here is an angel that can make you die. You've got no style, you've got no flair. All you do is fight and swear. So say your prayers and make amends, because your life story is about to end.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about like raps like a teacher would do of that era. It's like, I'm connecting with the young people, which makes sense for Angela just because she's not hip.
Totally.
Probably only listens to like Pat Boone or something like that. And she and Norman Bates, I think, would get along.
That's not a bad idea.
I mean, caught in a loveless marriage, but I think that would work out for both of them.
Yeah.
After the horrible rap, she announces in the rap that she's going to kill Riff. Right. And does so and kills him with tent spikes through the tent.
That was awesome. That was actually kind of good. I like that kill.
Yeah. I mean, like it's of a piece with the, it continues the trend of bloodless kill stuff you're not seeing, but it also kind of works. It's also, killed with camp gear.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get that too much. But then she tries to pull the same stuff where she goes over to Barney's camp and is like, oh, we got to switch over here too. I'm supposed to take Marsha's place, so let's head back. And in doing so, trips and falls. And then she, Marsha and Barney go to like the mess hall or like to the kitchen.
Yep. And
bandage Angela up. And where she admits that like, yeah, I made that up. I just want to hang out with you guys because Lily sucks.
Yeah.
Barney goes out and she talks to Marsha.
You remind me of this girl I used to know. Her name was Molly. She was really nice.
So I guess this is the closest we get to learning the fate of Molly from the previous one.
Then Angela, pulls a gun.
You look just like your son when you get mad.
Kind of brutal for Barney.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of a good twisting of the knife type of line there for you.
Yeah, that's less Angela being just like kind of flippant and fun. And this is designed to hurt you.
There you
like
go.
This is I hate you.
Yeah.
Because I know like that you're looking for me, so I got to put a stop to this.
Well, how are you gonna do it? A knife? A drill? What a chainsaw? Fire? Battery, yes.
She has, I'm assuming it's Riff's gun that she ends up shooting him with. I just kind of like that. Yeah, no, we're just shooting him. That's it. I'm actually okay with that this time around. But yeah, so she shoots him and Marsha's still alive though. And she starts chasing after Marsha. And eventually after a short chase scene gets her, Marsha runs into some trees and Angela just gets her and then ties up the remaining campers, ties up her because she's got the gun and a knife and everything. So she ties up Anita, Tony, and Greg. And it's like, Marsha, we're doing a different trust exercise. And I actually really like this bit. She reveals that like, hey, guess what, everybody, I'm a psychopath. It's like, here's what you got to do. Marsha's in one of these cabins. You have 2 minutes to find her.
Yeah.
If you don't find her, I kill you. If you try to run away, I kill you. If you find her, everybody wins. It's almost like a jigsaw kind of situation.
Yeah.
Tony is particularly interested because he and Marsha have been hitting it off.
Yes.
And they've had a little love scene. And I love at one point he says that he's going to move to Ohio to be with her. He's like, I'm from Idaho. He's the same thing. And then when they're starting to fool around, she pulls out a condom and he goes, oh, I'm moving to Ohio. And I can't tell if that line is like, why do I need to use this? I'm moving to follow you.
Right.
Or is it like, hot dog, you have condoms?
I think it's that.
You know, I love, it's like, I guess condoms are hard to get in the big city. And Idaho is just, hot and cold running condoms.
Yeah. There you go.
But so he's got an incentive to go try to find Marcia even more so than everybody else.
Sure. And those two actors had a little 2-week romance on set.
Oh,
how cute.
They run around trying to find Marcia, and they find all these bodies in the other cabins. Mm-hmm. Angela has moved all the bodies there. It's really, really dark and it's hard to see. Right. And Michael Simpson, the filmmaker, had said that like, oh, but it's, it's scarier in the dark and whatever. It's like, okay, man, sure. It's you just didn't like the scene.
Yeah,
it's fine. Whatever. Right. But they eventually find Marcia. And then when they find Marcia, some axes come down and kill the other two. Like Tony's in the middle, the two on each side, axes come down and kill them.
I actually like that shot,
Oh, yeah.
I think that's pretty, it's funny, and it is just a tad creepy, the idea of two dead bodies, like, kind of roped to you.
Yeah, you are pinned to the wall by two other dead people.
Yeah.
Like, that are pinned to the wall by hatchets.
Right, not bad.
Pretty creepy, and then it kind of belies Angela's whole thing a bit, because she's just like, all right, you did it. I'm going to let you two live. You guys are nice kids. These two were just boring. Those other two really didn't do anything.
Right.
But she's just killed them anyway. Maybe she has admitted to herself that like, I just like killing people.
Sure.
And I like that her plan was to just go bye and leave.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they get out and they kill they attack Angela.
Yeah. And I will say that it's pretty cool that Marcia takes a direct assertiveness towards attacking Angela. It's not like Angela doesn't chase her and then she gets the drop on her. Like Marcia kind of like, she jumps out of nowhere, like going at her, which I thought was like, that's good.
Being assertive. I'm taking task and stabs Angela a whole bunch. And then Angela's like, this is what you get for being nice.
Yep.
And then I love this scene because the follow-up scene, there's the bit where it's Tony and Marcia are on the back of a police car, and she, Tony's like, it's going to be okay, and I'm going to move to Idaho and all stuff, and she's like, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Which is just like this weird downer for the whole thing. But I kind of like that's there, that it's like, no one gets a happy ending here, not even these people.
Yeah.
But the scene I love is afterwards, Angela is being carted away in an ambulance. And there's a cop in the back and a doctor. And the cop is telling the doctor, we should kill her.
Yes, we can stop all this now.
Let's kill her. Nobody will know.
I don't know.
Come on, she's a fucking maniac.
It's not it's you should do it. And I'm just going to cover for you. But I like the cop refuses to do his own dirty work. Right. But he's like, we could you and me, bro, against the world.
Totally.
We could totally kill her. But Angela, not quite being dead, gets a syringe and stabs them both.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on back there?
Just taking care of business.
Taking care of business, yeah. Why didn't they close with that?
Oh, because they have an even better song.
Yeah.
The theme from Sleepaway Camp, Teenage Wasteland. Beautiful. And not since Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings has the song been so rocking.
Yes. And that's it. So Angela gets carted off in an ambulance, and I'm sure she kills her way out of that situation too. So,
but just to get like, Angela has sort of become a more verbal Michael Myers, where it's just, I don't care anymore. I've dropped the pretense of any kind of like trying to preserve my camp memories or anything. Yep. I just want to kill people.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's honor our dead. Maria Nicastro, played by Kashina Kessler. Run down by garbage truck. Tawny Richards, played by Randy Lane, snorts cleaning chemicals. Herman Miranda, played by Michael J Pollard, branch through the throat. Jan Hernandez, played by Stacy Lambert, head blunged with branch. Peter Doyle, played by Jarrett Beal, firecracker explodes in face. Snowboy, played by Kyle Holman, burned in tent. Arab, played by Jill Terashita, decapitated with an axe. Cindy Hammersmith, played by Kim Wall. Dropped from flagpole, splatting face. Lily Miranda, played by Sandra Dorsey. Head shredded with lawnmower. Bobby Stark, played by Haynes Brooke. Arms ripped off by Jeep. Riff, played by Daryl Wilcher. Tent spike in the head and hand. Barney Whitmore, played by Cliff Brand. Shot with gun. Greg Nagashima, played by Chung Yen-sei. Axe swung into chest. Anita Burkham, played by Sonia Maddox. Axe swung into chest. Paramedic, played by Charles Lawler. Syringe through the chest. Policeman, played by Jerry Griffin. Syringe through the eye. You know, I'll put this in the camp of more fun to talk about than it was to watch, because there was a like at the 40-minute mark of this one, I was like, ooh, this is kind of a rum go. This is a rough one. You might even say it started to hurt. But yeah, I don't know. Like when you pick out like the little bit of like highlights of this one, there's a little bit of charm there. I think, but it's still, to me, this was still a drop from part 2, which a lot of people consider like a big drop from part 1. So this is getting closer to the basement here, folks.
Yeah, I think it still has a sort of a puckish charm, but not nearly as much as the second one does. And I really like Pamela Springsteen. I think she's still fun. Yeah. I think it's by design, I think, by like a choice of her performance to be a little bit less excited about all this. It reads that way, less than her just kind of phoning it in, I guess I should say.
Totally.
But yeah, it is just because it is just more of the same with like out any arc to it. It is just like going through it. Like, again, if there was this cat and mouse game with the cop or just something, they just split these campers off in these discrete groups. Yeah. And then there was one less, and it's not that interesting. And then just the way it's shot and put together, you can tell they're just stretching it out to get to the hour 20 mark.
Yeah. And that's where it lands.
It feels like it. Yeah. It's fun enough, but yeah, it's definitely a downgrade from 2, I would say.
Well, yeah, part 4, which I have, clearly also not seen. Part 4, we'll get into, but it's going to be more of a clip show, folks. Like, there is some new footage, but there's a lot of recycled footage, a la Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. So,
hell yeah.
Yeah, so maybe it'll be fun. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe it'll be like a greatest hits type of thing. So that just means kill, kill, kill. Like action. Could be.
Just here's all the best parts repackaged for your enjoyment.
Right. So, all right, everyone. Well, what did you think of part 3? Was it still kind of up to par with part 2? Was it a big drop off? I don't know. Like, I can still see how people might like this one. And by all means.
For me, so far with these last 2, it's been kind of like an Elseworlds Angela, where it's like it's a completely different vibe than the first one, but I'm still having fun with this. Like, as far as like a continuous thing, I don't know, but these are still like they're lively enough.
Yeah, it's some goofy stuff for sure. All right, everyone. Well, cue up that Sleepaway Camp Part 4. Maybe check out our Patreon. We're doing some other summer camp movies over there, some slashers. We just did The Burning and Madman. There's just the one. There's just one madman. And he does not wear suits and ties, unfortunately. But
he does have a nice manicure.
He does, yes. So check out our Patreon for some more July-themed summer camp classics, if you're interested. But until then, you can find us on Instagram at This May Hurt a Bit, YouTube at This May Hurt a Bit Pod, and email us at thismayhurtabitpod@gmail.com. So we'll see you next time for Sleepaway Camp Part 4. Good night.
Good night.
This has been a Caretaker Press production. It was produced by James Strayer and edited by John C. Myers. Logo by Ethan Kimberling and music by Michael Arthur Holloway, who you can find on Bandcamp. Follow us on Instagram at thismayhurtabitpod and email us at thismayhurtabitpod@gmail.com. Give us a 5-star review over on your favorite podcast app, and we'll see you next time.